Brandon Schneider, 114 wins at the helm of the Jayhawks in his 9th season, 515 for his career. Also looking for his first win against Baylor. The Lady Bears have owned this series as of late. Jayhawks trying to knock off a top 5 team here at home tonight. Kansas gets the opening possessions. The freshman Samaya Nichols, the first shot. This shot is missed, but the putback also missed that time. Taiyanna Jackson on the inside.
Yeah, and as Baylor has dominated the series as of late, there have been several close matchups here recently. I'm sure the Hawks are hoping to get back those 1 or 2 point games that let slide here in the past.
Andrews picks up her dribble. The shot clock at 10. Back top of the circle now to Fauntleroy. Working against the freshman Nichols. Tough shot there. And a rebound to Zakiya Franklin of Kansas.
And a great block out there by Zakiya Franklin. And that's one of the Baylor Bears' strong suits, is how they attack the offensive glass. Nice job by Zakiya Franklin there, not only securing the rebound, but looking for an opportunistic transition basket there, as now she's fouled.
Top 10 in school history in a lot of categories now for the 5th-year senior. And ends up 1 of 2. Found for rebound off of Baylor, so Kansas will have it underneath the hoop. Fouled out once, but is averaging 4 fouls a game, and they just haven't had her on the floor enough.
Yeah, and then what happens is you compound those fouls with lack of composure at times, and you get frustrated with the officiating or not being able to get as many touches as you'd like, and then it turns into multiple mistakes. And off to a great start, and an awesome up and under move right there. She stays out of foul trouble and keeps her composure. There's going to be lots of opportunities for baskets like that for Taiyanna tonight. And you know, solid, but the Jayhawks need her to be dominant. You know, that's the type of Taiyanna Jackson that we got a chance to see last year. And if they're going to fight their way back into contention for the league, they're going to need her to.
Right on cue, 4 points, 3 early boards for Taiyanna Jackson. So Kansas off to the quick start. Left-hand 3 is fired. As a team, Baylor from the three-point arc, they've been terrific from beyond the stripe.
And Jada Walker, the Kentucky transfer, several of Baylor Bears who can shoot. What's happening in the paint right now early for the Jayhawks?
Here's Andrews, along with Jackson, a unanimous preseason pick, and she's
tweak her injury that happened earlier in the possession here, something that carried over from that game against Houston earlier, but she's not moving very well.
Walker, preseason newcomer of the year in the Big 12, on the drive with the left hand, a little too strong. Good rebound inside from Little Paige Bug. Preseason picked number 2 for Baylor at number 3 for Kansas. Obviously, Baylor's gotten off to the terrific start in league play. It was the freshman of the year a year ago. Splashes home her first free throw to tie the game at 7. And it's back-to-back. From Kansas City, Kansas, wearing number 5. Here's Nichols through the lane, flipped it up, left it a bit short as the shot clock was expiring. Good defensive possession that time for Baylor. Andrews in sync from the arc, missed it. Kerskeeter pushes up ahead to Franklin. Contact, no whistle, and Franklin.
The officials making a good no call there with the finish.
Great cut to the bucket. They pass and they cut well. This is a team that really shares the basketball awfully well. Kansas does the same, though. It's Nichols, but Talegdi missed the bunny.
Back-to-back bunnies missed there by Talegdi and Cobbins.
Walker on the blow-by and in for the hoop. Bumped a couple of times going down the lane. Walker picks up the foul. Baylor off to a nice shooting start. 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. And again, as I mentioned, they're a really good three-point shooting team. Kerskeeter.
And a great adjustment there as Baylor came out in a 2-3 zone out of that timeout. The Jayhawks patient in their offense, making the adjustment, recognizing it. And their sniper, Holly Kerskeeter, knocking the 3.
Felder had 11 against Houston in their most recent game. She averaged 22 points a game last year for Ohio. Had a 40-point game, 5 30-point games in a couple seasons at Ohio. Here's the jumper from Kerskeeter, made one from the other corner, this time off the mark. Andrews back the other way now for Baylor. McElroy will fire from three with Taiyanna Jackson.
Capability of all 5 players being able to stretch the floor and score. Bears taking advantage of it in that last possession.
Fauntleroy, a 28th made three, and she's a Kansas City, Kansas product.
Here earlier on, both these teams playing into their strong suits. Baylor with that. The Jayhawks doing a great job of attacking the paint with the dribble drive, offensive rebounds, and the pick and roll action.
Seeing her numbers down in league play. And missed the first. This is where she really struggles, though. 40% from the free throw line, and that's tough when you're going to get it fouled as much as she does.
Yeah, it really is, and rotating in fresh bodies to keep up the fast pace of this game.
Gill nearly gets a steal. Felder trying to fire it inside. Good catch on the inside by Blackwell. I thought that was going to be in the seats. Able to corral Samaya Nichols, Jayhawks' leading scorer in the season, just a freshman. Over 13 points a game. Joining a very veteran group of starters. 4 fifth-year seniors, and Nichols, the freshman from the wing. Right on cue.
Yeah, and there we see the talented freshman, Samaya Nichols, who's been getting more and more confident as the season's been going along. I know she is the leading scorer for the Jayhawks and still a freshman yet, but I'm certain that Coach Snyder still wants to see those older players really run this team.
Andrews the miss. Kansas trying to beat the shot clock. Nichols and slipped and fell to the deck. Hopefully she's okay as she tried to make the pivot. Could not. 0.6 to go. And
a great job there by the Baylor defense.
Felder from long range, but I don't think she beat the buzzer. And Baylor will take a 3-point lead into quarter number 2.
7 points, 5 rebounds, but yet the most important and impressive stat line for her right now is 0 personal fouls, which is allowing her to play with an aggression and a freedom that she's best at.
Felder off the handoff.
Great job of getting downhill, attacking the paint. A physical player that can absorb contact and isn't able to quite convert there on this one, but could potentially get both these free throws.
4 top 25 wins already this season. Beat number 4 Utah, number 24 Miami, and then 2 in league play, knocking off number 5 Texas and number 23 TCU. They have been a terrific 14-0 start to their season. Best start since the 2012 champs that went 40-0. Zakaya Franklin midst of the lane. So the foul on Kerskeeter. That'll be her first. Couple early fouls here in the second quarter for Kansas. Felder again drives hard.
Room to be able to drive downhill as hard as she can with that right hand and able to finish there at the basket.
Mayberry will reset out front. Crossover. Spots from 15, left it well short. Kerskeeter is there, flipped it up the left hand, rolls around and in.
Home court roll right there.
That's why you're 8th in school history in scoring. Holly Kerskeeter, better than 1,700 points in her Jayhawk career. And the shot clock was winding down too, as you see it there at 5. So you need to get a quick shot. That one will work. Step out, rattles home Edwards with the 3. Again, their ability to shoot from all 5 spots and step out beyond the arc. And Dre Edwards hits her 12th 3 of the season.
Edwards, another transfer from Kentucky. Lethal from behind the arc, very much to Jada Walker.
Big cut to the basket by Kerskeeter. Kerskeeter now with 7. Edwards, this time on the drive, slips past Taiyanna Jackson and draws the foul.
Intent to draw contact against Taiyanna Jackson to draw the foul, more so than maybe being focused on.
Edwards hits them both.
That's one of the real strengths of the Baylor Bears is their bench. They're able to rotate 9 deep as most of their starters are playing under 30 minutes a night.
And they play with a good pace at both ends of the floor. Mayberry hard at work down the lane. Good. Here's Andrews. Walker. Kerskeeter rips away the pass. Kansas has numbers for a moment. Kerskeeter through the lane, up and good, and a foul.
It's a fast break points and a potential and one.
Misses the free throw. Rebound. Mentioned Andrews, leading scorer for Baylor. She's had back-to-back really good performances against Kansas. 27 and 23 in the two meetings last year. Get it inside to Asia Blackwell for the finish.
Asia Blackwell showing her effectiveness there from the low post. And she gets yet another bucket there in traffic with a nice back-to-the-basket finish.
Franklin gets a little clear out. Spin move in the lane. No good. Contested rebound. Jackson in a collision with Walker, who picks up her second.
For Jackson to stay composed and not pick up a cheap, silly second foul here before the end of the quarter.
Back to the zone here for Baylor. Walker now with 2 will stay in the ballgame for the moment for Baylor. Nichols for 3. Blackwell tracks down the rebound. Biggest lead of the game for Baylor now at 7. Back cutting. Andrews, look at that flip pass. Didn't get the first one or the second one for Little Paige Bugs. Falls hard to the deck. She's already wearing a face mask and looks like she took another shot to the eye or nose on the way down. Meanwhile, Kansas trying to finish as Jackson had the interior look, couldn't, and a rebound foul on Cobbins.
And there were 2 Baylor Bears that went down on that possession.
Little Paige Bugs will get looked at by the training staff. Look like they're looking at just above her left eye, and again was wearing that protective mask. Walker will be at the free throw line for Baylor. The left-hander flips it up and good. And it's both free throws. Forcing it into traffic. Good catch that time from Franklin with Andrews draped all over. Get it inside to Gill. Had a little post up.
Started with Zakai Franklin being aggressive, going to meet that pass in transition that could.
And missed them both. Kerskeeter tracks down the rebound and keeps the possession for Kansas. Nichols will back things out. Walker run through a screen, awfully hard contact.
She's certainly the caliber of offensive scorer where the Jayhawks need her.
Svi Nichols, one of the highest ranked recruits Kansas has gotten out of the shot clock under 10.
Jayhawks back to a zone and doing a great job of flying around there earlier in that possession.
Jump shot is off the mark. Nichols through the lane. It parted for a moment, got through the left.
And a great example of that mentality that I talked about there earlier. She has the skills to be able to create her own shot. And she did a great job of threading the defenders to do that just there.
Kerskeeter drives through. Missed it. Putback is up and good.
But if you're going to miss a shot by the Jayhawks, miss high on that glass so your all-conference performer and the biggest, most athletic player on the court can go up there.
Back-to-back buckets. Mayberry handling out front. She had 19 and 13 in the 2 matchups last year against Baylor. Gill going to work with the shot clock at 5. In the lane. Makes it one of 3 remaining unbeatens in the country. Fauntleroy, wing 3. Jackson battles with Blackwell. And
convert those empty offensive attempt by the Bears into makes and build a little bit of momentum.
Now double figures with 10, already a double-double in the opening half for Jackson. Her 35th of her career, and for Jackson as well, her 8th double-double of the season. 2 free throws, and the Jayhawks have put together 6 straight points. Inside goes Blackwell, missed it. Nichols is there to knock it away. Kansas trying to play for the tie or the lead here in the final possession. Nichols through the lane and has it dropped to beat the buzzer. And from down 9 to tied at halftime, Kansas and Baylor. Kansas looking to pull the upset here tonight and end a long losing streak as well. 19 in a row have been in favor of the Baylor Bears. One of those came in postseason conference tournament, and everything else in the regular season. It's been a dominant series for Baylor. But they have their hands full here tonight through the opening 20 minutes. Kansas with the possession to start the second half. Back to their starting group. Sakaya Franklin back on the floor. She's playing with 2 fouls in the opening half. Missed the corner 3. Nichols, though, the follow. Puts it back, and Kansas in front.
Nice start there for the Jayhawks is Taiyanna Jackson drew 2 defenders, which left the open 3-point shooter in there, and then the Baylor Bears had a difficult time finding box-out matchups, and Samaya Nichols with the easy putback.
First Kansas lead since early on in the first. Step back 3 is missed by Edwards. Rebound to Kansas with Mayberry. Jackson trying to post up. Edwards, a nice job shielding for now. Edwards giving up about 6 inches on the inside for Baylor. There's a shot in the middle of the lane for Mayberry. Back to back. Kansas hoops to start the second half. Up court, forced the pass, and it's stolen by Nichols. Flips it to Jackson for the lane.
Only a great pass there by Samaya Nichols, but being aware of her having good body control and not picking up a charge foul, as we've seen Baylor make several attempts and been successful in drawing charges.
Fauntleroy on the drive. Here's the play the other way for Kansas. Nichols on the assist to Jackson running the floor. It's good to see Little Paige Buggs back in for Baylor. Turned it over there, but she took a knock in the first half. And here's Kerskeeter. Gets it to the left hand, up and good. And Kansas comes flying out of the second half shoot. 8 straight points. Baylor calling timeout. They've certainly answered that, at least to start here the third.
Yeah, they certainly have. And
quick hitter for Baylor.
For the easy basket, but I'll say this about the Jayhawks. This is as competitive and energetic and playing with a sense of urgency this early in the second half as I've seen.
Nichols has become a spark here in the second half. 12 points for her. Gets the steal now here.
Yvette Mayberry slowing the pace there, surveying, looking to take advantage of.
Mayberry, no good, but there's Jackson for the...
One of the things that you're giving up is inside rebounding position, to where if you get that ball up on the glass or high up off the rim, the likelihood of her being able to rebound that and put it back is pretty high. And I don't know if I've ever seen this in a game.
I mean, that's
outside of a playground matchup.
That's skill right there.
I don't even know the official ruling on that. Was that a jump ball?
Mm-hmm. So Kansas gets the possession arrow.
Hey, that's touch right there. You got to have some touch to be able to do that.
So they get the basket, and they get it back off the possession arrow. Kerskeeter, corner 3, and it's good for Kerskeeter.
And in a great savvy extra pass there by Yvette Mayberry, who had an open 3-point shot but made the extra pass.
So a big foul for Kansas in the backcourt. Sends Walker to the free throw line. That free throw gives her 8, and she now leads a balanced Baylor scoring attack. And hits them both.
I know the Little Paige Buggs has that protective mask on. I say protective air quotes, but anytime you've had a injury to the nose or the eyes, it could be difficult.
Jackson. And hits the first. Saw her average in league play down to just 8.7 points per game, as responded here tonight with 16. Tied up, and possession.
Physicality and the athleticism of being a little bit different than what the Bears have had in the past. Certainly is not any less of a physical game. This is about as physical a game as we've seen all season long.
Andrews, tough shot. Blackwell sticks it back.
Showing a fiery spirit, trying to get her team going. They're certainly going to need that.
Nichols on the drive through the lane and draws the foul.
Not sure they've seen a 10-point deficit quite yet this year. Man, Nebraska's no Baylor, probably a middle-of-the-pack Big Ten team. West Virginia, K-State having an Aoka lead back.
Jackson harassed that one on the interior. Nichols picks up her dribble, looking for help. Gets it out of Franklin. Jackson trying to post up once again. And that's her patented move. And Taiyanna Jackson with 18, one shy of 1,000 for her career. Drive and kick. Blackwell corner three for Baylor trying to answer. Rebound fought for. Jackson rips it away. Up ahead to Franklin. Franklin with the lay-in. Kansas leads it by 16. Their biggest margin of the night. Jackson with 18 points, 16 rebounds now, Wayne.
And Kansas not only up 16, but finding ways to score in transition, looking for another fast break point here.
3-on-2, and Nichols kind of forced it. Blackwell was there defending.
The freshman got a little sped up.
Felder's going right at Jackson, hits, and is fouled. Yaya Felder. Ryan Cobbins checks in for the first time in this half for Kansas. Felder at the line for the three-point play. Letty Vasconcelos into the lineup, a freshman on the interior out of Brazil, playing in just her 11th ball game, but plays very sparingly off the bench, just 7 minutes a game. But Baylor's got to try to do something on the interior. So they go to the bench with the tall freshman. Leader in the lane is up and good for Franklin.
Yeah, and I actually expected to see Vasconcelos in the game a little bit earlier to try to offset the size and athleticism of Taiyanna Jackson. And
so Little Page Bugs at the free throw line here. Knocks down the first. The tie game at halftime as Baylor had an 8-point lead and 8 straight points for Kansas to tie it. Biggest a moment ago at 16. Kerskeeter off the high screen. Mayberry on the drive. Throws it up, off the glass and good.
Late in the shot clock, which has got to be somewhat deflating for the Baylor Bears, doing a great job for almost the entirety of the possession. And now we talk about that chess match with Kansas showing a little bit of zone here and throwing Baylor off for the empty possession.
Beat the clock from midcourt. That one looked online, just off to the right, but a huge third quarter for Kansas. Kansas takes a 16-point lead here into the fourth quarter. Long way to go. Jayhawks with some foul issues. Franklin amongst 3 Jayhawks playing with 3 fouls at the moment. Papadopoulou grabbing the offensive rebound, tied up. Leading scorer for the Bears on the season is Sarah Andrews. She has just 3, though, here tonight. Nobody in double figures yet for Baylor. The balance remains, but again, they're going to have to find more scores.
That zone that Kansas is showing.
Pass in the backcourt. Baylor wanted a walk on Kerskeeter, didn't get it. Cross midcourt now for the senior. Kerskeeter with 14. Inside to Jackson. And Jackson with 18. Kerskeeter and Nichols each with 14. Jackson also tallying her 8th double-double of the season with those 16 boards and 35th for her career. And with that free throw, she has notched down 1,000 career points as well. It's becoming the 5th Jayhawk on this squad to tally 1,000 for their careers. And Jackson getting 1,001. Edwards' mid-range shot rattles it home. Off the screen comes Franklin. Shot clock now at 5. She'll go to work. Inside to Jackson. The catch. And is fouled. She is 6 for 9 here tonight.
The size and athleticism to deter Taiyanna Jackson on the deep post catches. They're going to have to pick up the ball pressure and not allow the Kansas guards to be able to make an easy pass.
Corner 3. Kerskeeter got the back corner 3. And the Jayhawks all-time leading three-point shooter nails another one. Back the other way quickly. Felder. 242 career-made threes for Kerskeeter. Rip and run now for Edwards, who jumps the passing lane. And Baylor.
And there we talked about a little bit earlier, Baylor needing to pick up the aggression out on the wing in the perimeter defense.
Nichols.
For Baylor, probably getting a quick rest to get right back in there.
Andrews for three off the back iron. Andrews still with just 3 points, 1 for 8 from the field, 1 for 5 from three. Made the early three-pointer in the first quarter and has been scoreless since. The leading scorer on the season with 14 a game. The unanimous All Big 12 preseason pick, struggling here tonight from the field. There goes Kerskeeter into the lane. Edwards trying to track down the rebound. And
a lot of that in large part to do with
inside to Jackson off the assist from Nichols. Jackson with a season high now 23. Outside to Edwards for three. No good. Little Page Bugs the follow. So Little Page Bugs. Taiyanna Little Page Bugs at the free throw line. Leading scorer tonight for Baylor.
And will Baylor be able to continue to force the issue?
Who now has 14. And a travel by Mayberry. Court storm in Florida tonight. You had #1 Purdue knocked off by Nebraska last night. #2 Houston lost in Ames to Iowa State. And the Kansas men falling tonight to UCF. It's been a rough 24 hours for the top three.
Yes,
men's side.
Certainly has, and we can see it potentially translate over into the women's side here tonight in this matchup.
Samaya Nichols to the bucket. Baylor led by 3 at the end of the first. Tie game at halftime, but they had a 9-point lead, and there's an Andrews.
And went stone cold there as of late, going 4 of 19 until that last 3-point make by Andrews.
Walker back the other way. Full head of steam. Nichols jumps out for the block, but then stepped out of bounds. Prevent the bucket, though. Kansas again has dropped 19 straight to Baylor. Last win back in 2014. They've also lost 25 straight games against top 5 ranked teams. The last upset of a top 5 team, #5 Baylor, 2009. They'll try to do it again tonight. Mayberry on the steal, and then Andrews tried to pick the pocket and is whistled for the foul. Mayberry out front, now to Kerskeeter. Had it knocked away by Andrews. Goes to work on the dribble. Left hand is good.
And a nice right to left crossover there by Kerskeeter for the finish.
Kerskeeter with 19. Edwards' long three is missed. Kerskeeter the rebound. 8 points on each side of halftime. 16 straight points for Kansas. Took them from down 8 to up 8, and they've been cruising ever since. Nichols gets Edwards in the air and can't complete the jumper, but Nichols hits the free throw. Got that one to roll in. And missed the second. 20 points, though, tonight for Nichols. That'll be her third 20-point ball game for the freshman. In and out for Walker. Stick back is up and good by Little Page. Mayberry off the handoff. First gear to the catch. Thought about firing from 3, but instead we'll run a little more clock here. Possession down to 10 seconds. Franklin, baseline, runner is good with the left hand.
And an excellent seal there by Taiyanna Jackson, who had the defender behind her, was able to seal and keep that angle. So
Walker gets the and one. Walker, perfect at the line here tonight, and missed it there. 11 points for Walker. 4th foul on Franklin, as I mentioned. 3 is launched and up and over the backboard.
3-point woes continue for the Bears as they're looking for quick scores to.
Nichols doubled in the backcourt. Franklin, the pass to Jackson. And how about that to break the press?
And breaking the press and breaking the will of the Baylor Bears, putting this out of reach.
Walker step back 3 is no good. Jackson rips away another rebound. 17 boards. And Kansas fans to their feet with a minute to go as the Jayhawks are going to end a 19-game losing streak to Baylor. Pick off their first top 5 win since beating Baylor back in 2009. It's been a while. The miss, Jackson the rebound. And it will be Baylor twice.
As they continue to navigate the
Kansas impressive in the second half tonight. Certainly the third quarter, which had been their woes, was the big takeover moment for Kansas. Outscoring Baylor 26-10. It was an 8-0 run before halftime that tied it. And a big run in the second half in the third quarter to pull away. And the Rock Chalk chant underway here at Allen Fieldhouse as the Kansas women are going to get a big-time upset tonight over number 4 Baylor. Nichols inside the arc will slam the door shut. Nichols with 22 to go along with Jackson's 27. Walker up and under move. Franklin the rebound, and that'll do it. The Jayhawks, the upset tonight of number 4 Baylor in impressive fashion. Kansas 87, Baylor 66.